Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down a really powerful short story by Liam O'Flaherty called His First Flight. Now, on the surface, it's about a young bird who is just terrified to fly, but as we're about to see, it's so much more than that. It's really a story about the kinds of fears that hold every single one of us back. So, let's just jump right in with a question that honestly gets to the very heart of this story. Have you ever been so scared that you're just paralyzed? You're standing on the edge of a big decision, a new challenge, and you just freeze. That feeling, that's exactly where our story kicks off. Okay, so here we are. Our story starts on a ledge, with this young seagull facing a truly terrifying choice. He's all alone. His family, they've already taken off, flown away. So he's just trapped. Trapped between the safety of the cliff behind him and this huge, scary sea way down below. And this one line, right here, it really gets to the core of his problem. It's not just that he doubts himself. No, he is certain that his wings will never support him. That one single thought becomes his prison, that and the view of the sea, miles below. Terrifying. What makes this even worse, is seeing his siblings succeed. While he's stuck there, totally alone and paralyzed, they're already out there just thriving. And get this, the story actually points out that their wings are shorter than his, but they flew. It just goes to show this was never about physical ability. It was all about fear. So, how does his family deal with this? You'd think maybe they'd comfort him, right? But nope. What he gets is the total opposite. He gets a whole lot of pressure. And suddenly, the cost of his fear becomes very, very real. An entire day goes by, 24 hours. He's left all by himself, and a new feeling starts to take over. Hunger. See, his fear isn't just some abstract emotion anymore. It has a real physical consequence. Yeah, his family is definitely not coddling him. They are using every trick in the book to push him off that ledge. They're calling to him, but it's not nice. It's shrill, it's scolding, they threaten him with starvation. They even laugh at him for being a coward, all while they're right there, in plain sight, teaching his siblings how to fly. It's tough love, for sure. And the story uses this specific word, precipice, to really make his fear physical. He's not just on some little ledge. He's on the edge of a precipice. It's a sheer, terrifying drop. The word itself just screams danger, right? It makes you totally understand why he's hesitating. Okay, so this brings us to a major turning point. Something inside of him is about to snap. But it's not going to be courage that drives him forward. Oh no, it's going to be something way more powerful, something biological. Pure hunger. After a full day alone, this little guy is desperate. He's actually gnawing on old eggshells. And then he sees it, his mother, with a piece of fish. Just the sight of it is enough to push him over the edge. It absolutely maddens him. Now, what his mother does next isn't random at all. This is a brilliant, calculated plan. She doesn't just bring him the food. She puts on a whole show with it. She tears at the fish. She flies close. And then, and this is the genius part, she stops. Just out of reach. The whole thing is designed to make his hunger so overwhelming that it just completely overrides his fear. And this is the moment. This is where everything changes. But listen, it's not a leap of courage. It's a leap of pure desperation. It's the thing that finally forces him to do what fear had stopped him from doing for so long. And there it is. He does it. He doesn't decide to fly. He doesn't work up some courage. He just lunges for the fish. In that one single, desperate moment, he forgets everything else. His survival instinct finally overpowers his fear. But what happens right after? It's not some glorious flight. Oh no, it's a terrifying fall. He just screams and plummets downwards into space. The one thing he was afraid of, it's happening. You can just imagine the pure panic, right? The story calls it a monstrous terror. His heart just stops. For one awful second, his absolute worst nightmare is real. But then, the turn. Right in the middle of all that terror, his instincts just take over. The wind rushes under his feathers, his wings spread out automatically, and what was a fall, well, now it's a flight. He can feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air, and that terror starts to just melt away. All right, let's get to the final part of his journey, because this is where he gets the reward for taking that terrifying leap. And it's not just about the flying itself, it's about everything that comes with it. And the reward is instant. All those taunts, all those threats, gone. Instead, there are screams of pride. His family is circling him, they're celebrating. See, he didn't just learn how to fly. He rejoined his family. He's one of them now, an equal. So the story gives him one last little test here, which is landing. He drops down onto the green sea, and for a second, he's scared again as his legs sink in. But then, he realizes he's not sinking. He's floating. He finds this new kind of support on the very thing he was so terrified of just a little while ago. And it all just boils down to this one simple, powerful sentence. He had made his first flight. That's it. That's the culmination of his entire journey, right? From being totally paralyzed by fear to this moment of triumph. He actually did it. And that really just leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? The seagull's story is such a powerful metaphor. I mean, we all have our own ledges that we're afraid to leave. So the real question for you is, what precipice are you standing on? And what's it going to take to make you finally take that first flight?